Hi, 8th grade. Welcome to our second day. So the main project of 8th grade is that you'll be creating a website. This is just an example of one that I created. You can see it does fun things like when you touch that, when you touch the vote button, it should turn black, all different things. And anyway, so that is what your overall project is by the end of this course. So you might want to start thinking about what you want to do your website on. It can be on a TV show, a movie, a celebrity, an existing business. For career, an existing business would also help you in your career portfolio if you decide to do that, but it could be on a hobby, etc. So today we're going to start with some notes, and you should be able to find these when you go into your Schoology account in the coding intro folder. And they're called 8th grade notes web design, the first item in the folder. And they will load right in the website. You can make them bigger by going full screen on that little snowman menu. So the first language that we're going to use in our web design is called HTML. It's the language of most websites. And those letters stand for Hypertext Markup Language. And you can see here what on the left-hand side, I've highlighted in green what HTML code looks like, and then what would appear on your website on the right-hand side because of that code. Everything that is HTML is highlighted in green. So you can notice that just like in math class, there's some symbols that you might be familiar with, like the greater than and less than sign. We call those brackets. So around the words of the code are these brackets. I'm also going to show you a different example when we come over to my website that I coded. And we look at my code on my coding screen. I'm going to open it up for you. You can see the same thing on my coding screen. So here you can see that, should be able to see it in a second when it loads. Oh, there it is. Here you can see my coding language. I'm going to turn it to dark so you can see it better. Again, all that is colored, you see the brackets, the H1, brackets, and then my words are simply in white. So any content is actually white, and the coding language in this text editor is different colors. And you can notice that I have matching sets. So I have an H3, and then behind the white words that I have inside of the H3, I have an H3 that is inside of those brackets but has a backslash with it. So what that is called is an open on one side and a close on the other. So every open gets a close. They come in pairs. You can always find them. So the P open, if I scroll to the end of this paragraph, there's a P close. Same thing here. H1 open, H1 close. Header open, header close. They all come in pairs. So if I flip back to my notes, on my notes screen, you can see the same thing on this easier screen. H1 open, H1 close. P open, P close with the backslash. Body open, body close. All of my website will actually come between the body tags. So open body is like the start of my website. Like if you're writing a letter to a friend, this would be like the Dear Miss Watts, the start of your letter. And this would be the end of your letter, the sincerely, whoever's writing the letter. So all of my stuff that I'm writing goes between these two tags. I never write anything outside of those. And then let's talk about the content of my website, which is what I make HTML code with. So it uses tags, we said. Tags are those words that are inside of the brackets. They either have the open symbols or with the backslash, it becomes a close tag. All of my HTML language is written in lowercase. So if I look at my website or if I look at these tags down here, everything is lowercase, 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 no uppercase letters. And it creates all of the content. So it's not what makes my website look pretty or fancy. So if I look at my website, the HTML is not what puts this pretty colors and borders and fancy stuff on my website. HTML simply is what puts these words, my paragraphs, my words, my content on my website. So that's what the HTML is for, to put the words on my website. And then you can see what open to tag examples are. H1 open, heading, that's the main heading, paragraph open, P open, body open, div is like a section open, OL stands for ordered list, and then all of those tags also have a close version. Close H1, close paragraph, close body, close div, close ordered list. And so the next couple slides are just some examples of different tags. We have a bunch of different heading tags that you can use. Your main heading is the H1. You can only have one of these on a page. So you only get to use the H1 tag once. But there are also other headings called subheadings, H2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And as you use those numbers, your font, your writing gets smaller. So an H2 is smaller than an H1, H3 is smaller than an H2, H6 is really small. So often we don't use anything beyond an H4 because you might as well use the next tag, which is a paragraph tag, because your font would be the same size. And you can have as many of these. So I could have multiple H2s, multiple H3s, multiple H4s, but only one H1. That's kind of like the title of my website, the main heading. So if I wanted to say Miss Watts's website or Sweet Tooth or whatever my title of my website was, that's where I would put it, in my H1 tag. And all my subheadings would get other letters or other numbers. My paragraph tag, open P, this is where I write all my content for my website, the different paragraphs on my website, the words that I want people to read. So these are the different sections surrounded by open P, and at the end of a paragraph, I put a close P tag. Some other ones that you will be using on your website, you'll have a list. You're actually going to use the ordered list, but there is an unordered list as well. Ordered and unordered lists, the difference is one has bullet points, no numbers. An ordered list, of course, numbers the items. And in between the list, so I start my list with an open list tag, OL, ordered list, open. Ordered list close is at the bottom of my list. And in between those tags, you can see I have LI open, LI close, LI open, LI close. These are my list items. So every item in my list gets tags around it. Remember, you'll never have words on your website that don't have tags on either side of them. Often we use LIs for navigation, like this could be the about, shop. When you go to a normal website and you look at buttons that you can click on the navigation, they're often done in a list fashion. The body tags, these are, we talked about, start your website and stop your website. So this is where all your content is going to go. You'll never write outside of that. That's very important for when you get to your own website, that all of your code is written between these two tags. And then that ends our HTML section. So you have a quiz to take, and then you can watch the next section on video as well. So pause here and take the HTML quiz.